Herschel is going to teach you all about chapter 3 Atoms and Molecules, which is a very important chapter of chemistry. This chapter on which whole base of chemistry is dedicated. Ancient Indian Greek philosophers have always wondered about the unknown and unseen form of matter. So Indian and Greek philosophers always thought that there is something unseen in the form of matter. The Indian philosopher Maharishi Kanan said that there was a thing which is called Padarth. So without doing any experiment, Maharishi Kanan said that there must be a thing which can't be divided, and he named that thing a Padarth. We shall get the small and small particle. Ultimately, stage will come when we shall come across the smallest particle beyond which further visible is not possible. He named these particles a Pramanu. Another Indian philosopher, Paduka Katyam. So, what did Paduka Katyam did? That he did some experiments and found that atom is found in group, and in that group it forms a matter. Around the same area, means it was 500 BC only, that ancient Greek philosopher Democritus and Lysippus suggested that if we go on dividing matter, a stage will come when we will forget and we won't be able to divide it anything. So that stage is known as the atom stage. Then a scientist came, Antoine and Lavoisier. He laid the foundation of chemical sciences, establishing some important laws, which are known as laws of chemical combination. There are two laws in laws of chemical combination. It can be seen by this experiment also. And then there was one law of constant proportion. Lavoisier, along with other scientists, noted that many compounds are composed of two or more elements, and each such compound had the same element in the same proportion, irrespective of where the compound came from and who prepared it. So there was only one place from where the atoms were coming. Now there is an experiment. This led to law of constant properties, which is also known as law of definite proportions. This law was stated by Proust as in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportions by mass. It means that if there is a chemical substance, examine alcohol. There is a chemical substance, so water, in that also water would be H2O only, and in the this seawater also water would be H2O only. It won't be HO3. So it will be H2O only. It can't change. So it is known as law of definite proportion. Now what is an atom? You must be thinking that I am saying atom. So you must be thinking what is atom. So this is very long definition. I may tell you that atom is the smallest particle of matter, and this is the only experiment. This is the only thing which you need to know now. How big are the atoms? This you may leave. This is not coming in your syllabus. What are the modern day symbols of elements? So the person who gave the theory of law of definite proportion only was trying to give the symbols for each atom. That was John Dalton. So some symbols of his are hydrogen dot, and then there was one other scientist, Berzelius, who gave a nice name to each element. They like H for hydrogen, C for copper. Like he give nice names. So the same names are followed till date. Now the explanation part. The rest part you should read. These all tables need to be learned, and this would help you in next part of the video. So what are molecules? A molecule is generally a group of two or more atoms that are chemically bounded together, that is tightly held together by attractive forces. A molecule can be defined as smallest particle of an element. So molecule is the smallest particle of an element. Remember this difference. You can even note it. Molecule is the smallest part of an element, and atom is smallest part of a matter. And for your extra knowledge, I would tell you that there is some things smaller than atom which are known as electron, proton, and neutron. But according to this chapter, the atom is smallest thing of a matter, and molecule is smallest thing of a element. So please don't get confused between these two terms. Then next part is of ions. So you must be thinking that what are ions? So if electrons are released or electrons are gained by a substance, it is called ions. Hydrogen gains the electron, so it is H plus means. But sometimes hydrogen is H minus also, but sodium always gains electron, so it is Na plus, and iodine always loses electron, so it is I minus. Now what you must be thinking that what is O2 minus? So it means oxide loses 2 at electron, so it is O2 minus. Same way, now you must be thinking what is iron 2 and iron 3. So these are branches of iron. And copper Q plus, and it is Cu2, and copper 1 Cu plus. So always formula of copper should be Cu2 plus and iron Fe2 plus. Don't write Cu plus or Fe3 plus. The marks would be deducted by that. Then how to write a chemical formula? I will explain next. First learn what is chemical formula. Chemical formula is a representation of some or more elements and grouping of some element. It is called chemical formula. Now to make chemical formula, it is a practical thing but very easy. Suppose you have to make a chemical formula of sodium and potassium. So what you have to do is Na and K. So what you will get that Na plus K. Now if you want to make the formula of magnesium and calcium, so it is Mg2 plus and Ca2 plus. So what will happen here is this up 2 will come down, and this also will come down, so it will happen Mg2 and Ca2, and 2 will cancel. The formula would be MgCa. Now what will happen in calcium and aluminium? So the formula would be Ca2 plus and aluminium Al3 plus. So when we will do the cross multiplication, it will be Ca3 and Al2. So formula is obtained. Very easy, Yes. Now if you have any doubt regarding this, you could write it in comments and I will clarify that doubts personally. Then one more line of these things I will explain you in next video. Till that time, bye bye.